Welcome to ULT. It is Tuesday, April 15th, and this is my trade review for today. It was an interesting day today. It was a tough day today. It was a little choppier than yesterday. Yesterday was the perfectly smooth, rolling, rhythmic day. Today was not that. So a little bit tricky today. Had some missteps today. Had some orders placed that just didn't get picked up. Price moved through my stops too fast, and I missed out on some things. So really kind of a difficult day. So let's go through it. But before we do, if you find this information useful, we'd appreciate it if you'd hit the subscribe button. Go ahead and leave us a comment if you like it, if you don't like it, your thoughts, anything at all that's on your mind. Love to hear it. So let's get into the chart. We have, you can see from here, it's just a sideways day. And anytime price stays inside the open range most of the time, at least in this morning session when I trade between 8:20 and 11 o'clock, 8:20 and 11 o'clock, that's usually not great trading. You really want it to pick a direction, right? One way or the other. That does mean that maybe in the afternoon it could get better. Eventually it's going to have to break out of a range. And so there is probably some opportunity there, but I'm focusing on the morning session. So that's where we're at. So you can see I have a green arrow. I wish there was a better way to do these arrows. They're all different sizes and shapes and in different places, but at least they're all the same color. Hopefully that's not distracting to all my OCD viewers out there. So let's go through them. We'll go through each of these real quick, and then I'll post up my executions. You can see what I did. See if I followed my plan today. The first trade opportunity comes here. Now this is, I'm gonna give this a little bit of gray area. There is actually this right here. And sorry, let me go back to my arrow. This right here could be considered a valid entry. It's inside of the open range. It's inside that opening 15 minutes. So anything that happens inside this opening 15 minutes is riskier overall. But if the price is moving well, then sometimes it can work out really well as well. So here we have price came straight down. We get this little kind of order block here, down, close, up, close, down, close candle. And then immediately we pull back up. This could be viewed as a green line trade. I probably should have that marked. Technically, that is a valid entry. It's a lower low. It's a smooth pullback. It doesn't work, but I probably should have an arrow there. So let's pretend there's an arrow there. Price does continue to pull up to the kind of the gold line, red line area. This is too early for a red line trade. So we're going to call this a gold line trade. The price technically closes on the other side of the gold line, but we're in this opening time period. Again, this is, if you're to rate these maybe ABC type trades, this is probably more of a C type entry because it does technically close above the line. This early in the day, though, with price moving the way that it is, I still would look at that as a valid entry. We work our way up. No valid trades until we get to here, where finally we break out of the open range. We get this little teeny tiny smooth pullback, and then it just rockets up. So valid green line trade right there. You may wonder why this one isn't, I don't have this marked as a valid entry. Really the reason that I don't have this marked is because, this candle closes, well underneath the gold line. It's too early for a red line trade. You could look at this over here as a potentially broken pivot. So, this is, you could say, well, it worked. And it did, but in the moment, it doesn't fit the criteria closely enough to even be considered a C type entry like this one over here. From this high, we pull really just straight back to the gold line, get a really nice bounce. So that's a valid entry. It's perfect. Again, is this a broken pivot? I don't think so. It's one candle wick down. We've got lots of support here. We're at the top of the open range. We're at the gold line. So I don't look at this as really a significant pivot. But from here, we get a step down, a step up, and a lower low. So we got a lower low, a lower high, another lower low. This is technically a red line trade. We're after 9:20 in the morning. It's after an hour. So that's, give or take, that's about the time when the red line, could be valid. Technically, if you'd have had your stop low enough and didn't get stopped out here, it would have worked. But it was really choppy. Again, if I had to rate these ABC, this would be more of a C type entry, simply for the fact that we're stair stepping into it. The smooth pullback to the red line isn't like critical. And a lot of times you get, it kind of winds its way back. But because here it's pretty sharp down, sharp up, sharp down. You want to see more of a roll into the red line, not a push like this. If there are no broken pivots, then that's even better. So that's that one. From there, we roll back down. We have a cross of the red line, gold line. We create this low. We have a pullback into the green line. Again, this is probably a C type entry. It works, but you have this much consolidation going sideways. It's going to go somewhere. It's going to go either up or down. In this case, it does go down in what would have been our favor. But again, that's more of a C type entry. Then we get a low, we get a pullback into the green line. And this is my sort of sideways consolidation. You get these three candles that are basically in the same spot. The wicks, 1, 2, 3, 4, basically. So that's, this is not one I would take. But that's a little more subjective in terms of price action. And so technically, if you're just looking simply for a low and a smooth pullback, it meets those criteria. It's the second touch of the green line after the cross way up here. So it's valid, but it fails. Again, a C entry. We push. We don't get any kind of a pullback from the line till this space right here. It's really wicky, but we do get a really nice pullback, inside bar and a bounce. So that's a valid entry. We create a new high, come back down, consolidate, roll back over, back to the red line. Again, this is a valid red line trade, but where was the other one? Just over here. So these are just kind of interesting things that I noticed. You see this comes down to the red line. The candle that breaks the red line here, if you go from the bottom, well, let's just do it this way. Let's look at this candle's low is 35.6. Okay, the candle that wicks below that one is this guy here at 35.3. So 35.6 to 35.3, that's 3 ticks, and then it heads up. Over here, you have the candle that breaks the red line here. We get a little pull up and then a deeper pullback. The low on this first candle is 36.2. The low on this candle is 35.7. So that's 5 ticks. So we sweep 5 ticks below and then we get the bounce. So I don't know. That's something interesting to note here. I would have considered this a valid trade, but I don't know that it would have worked. So it might have been a loser. We got 11 ticks, I think, from the top of this one to the top of this one. So unless you got in a little early or got really lucky on your target fill, you probably would have got stopped out for break even or maybe a loss on this one. And then that's the end of the day. So, really, really a rough day. But again, you have to recognize what the market conditions are that you're in. And you can see nothing's moving. We haven't picked a direction. As soon as we create a high, we're pulling back and creating lows. We create a new high, we pull back, create lower lows. So anytime it's doing that, it's less, the probabilities I don't think are on your side as much. The other thing is the candle sizes are a lot smaller today. We have 15, 20 tick candles, whereas yesterday it was like 30, 40 tick candles a lot of times. So I had my targets much tighter today than I did yesterday, but I did increase my position size. Let's go ahead and drop some plots on the chart so you can see what I actually took. I'm copying these trades into 10 accounts, 10 Apex PA accounts. So the first trade is over here. We'll zoom in a little bit for this part. The first trade is over here. So I did take this trade and it was a loss for a full 20 ticks. Fortunately for me, I had my trade copier set on the wrong contract month. And so it only took it in my lead account. So it was a loss, but it was only a loss in one account. So I got lucky. This doesn't show it. I tried to put my order on here, but price gapped up at the close of this candle. And so I wasn't able to move my order down fast enough. And so I canceled it. I don't like re-entries. If I don't get in the first time, I'd prefer to stay out. The second time this happened to me was right here. I tried to get in on this one. I had a stop limit order and price just shot up so fast. It didn't fill my order. So I missed out on that one as well. So by this time I'm getting really frustrated. I had a loss here. I had essentially a technical issue that didn't allow me to get in here. I had a technical issue that didn't allow me to get in here. This was too sideways, so I stayed out of it. Finally, I was patient enough. And I guess I should say on this one, I did have an order down here to get in, but I was a little slow to get my order dropped. And so it had already wicked down and shot up by the time I placed my order there. So I was lucky there that I didn't get ticked in and didn't take a loss there. But where I did take a trade here. So this wasn't actually a valid entry, although I took it. My rationale, and again, this is just what I was seeing at the time, right or wrong or otherwise, it is what it is. I see we're at the midline of the open range. That's this blue line here. It did, similar to earlier where it closed, I think, didn't it? Similar to this guy here, where it closed just, a couple of ticks above the gold line and ended up coming down. We got the same thing here, a couple of ticks above the gold line. We're kind of into the red line. So I kind of looked at this as it was kind of this gold line, red line zone. Anyway, 2 contracts, filled it for 10 ticks profit there. And then I took this trade here for 10 ticks in profit on 2 contracts. And so that was, those were the only trades that I took. 2 winning trades, 1 losing trade. The 1 losing trade was in only 1 account. And so, I'll drag here's my Rhythmic Trader just so you can see the total P&L. So total P&L was 37.5828. I did take 1 MNQ trade on a few contracts that made me like $40 or something. It was a green line or gold line trade. I can't remember exactly. So not all of this profit is gold, but most of it is. The vast majority of it is. So you can see this one account here. I recovered back into the green. So 37.58 for the day. That's a good day. We'll take it. If you haven't noticed, Apex has their 80% sell back. And so 80% off evaluation accounts. They've changed the price a little bit on activation fees. Resets are $50, 1 day to pass, all that good stuff. Use code ULT if you want to grab one of those or a bunch of those while it's available. I think this sell, a lot of times I extend these things, but this one is supposed to go through the 1st of May. Gosh, I can't believe we're at May already. So code ULT will get you the best discount that Apex has to offer whenever you happen to get in and use it. So that's it for today. Hope everybody had a great day today. Trade safe, my friends, and we'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye-bye.